Hello and welcome. So today we will start the chapter biodiversity and its conservation. So what we will study there? What is biodiversity? Evolution of life on earth, levels of biodiversity, distribution of biodiversity, loss of biodiversity and conservation of biodiversity. Biodiversity. The term biodiversity was coined by Walter G. Roshen in the year 1986. So in simple terms, biodiversity মানে কি? It refers to how many different types of life are present on the earth. Clear? So next, evolution of life on earth. Mainly the kingdom of living things, we see 5 kind of kingdoms. One is the Monera, Protista, fungi, plants and animalia or animals. According to Darwin's theory of evolution, Darwin's theory proposed a theory of evolution by natural selection. That is, species evolve over time and the diversity of life on earth is a result of common ancestry. Individuals with advantageous trait, মানে যোনবোৰ individual advantageous trait থাকে are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing on this trait to their offsprings. মানে in simple terms, if we see, this is the survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. Clear? What are the causes of evolution? One is the adaptation and other is the mutation. Adaptations mean factors affecting adaptations like কি হয় adapting to the changes. Factors affecting it includes competition and challenges posed by the earth, and mutation, mixing with other species, that is mutation. Clear? Next we will see the levels of biodiversity. First is the genetic diversity. What are genetic diversity? The variety of genes within a particular species. This is the genetic diversity. Clear? For example, human being with variation in height, skin tone, various human beings have different skin tones according to the location they live. The one living in the equatorial region will be having a very different genes to the one living in polar region. So this is the genetic diversity. Next is species diversity. Now, species diversity refers to number of species found in an ecosystem. Higher species diversity means supporting balanced ecological community, as we have studied earlier. Example of higher species diversity is the rainforest ecosystem. Next up we have ecosystem diversity. A variation in ecosystem within the geographical location or habitat or earth as a whole. So it is based in variation in abiotic conditions, species composition and ecological process. Clear? This is the ecosystem diversity. Under species diversity, we see 2 main factors. One is the richness and evenness. What is richness? Richness is the number of different species present. Different kind of species like cat, dog, cow. And evenness is number of individuals per species. Means how many species of cat are present, how many species of dogs are present, etc. So richness can be further measured in the following ways. One is the alpha diversity, refers to diversity within a particular area, community or ecosystem, and is measured by counting the number of species within the ecosystem. This is the alpha diversity. How is beta diversity? Next, the beta diversity. Beta is diversity between ecosystems, like 2 different ecosystems. Involves comparing the number of species that are unique to each ecosystem. Clear? Then gamma diversity, measurement of overall diversity of different ecosystems within a region. Then this alpha diversity, it is measured through Shannon-Winder index. This Shannon-Winder index is used in calculation in Indian State of Forest report, or Simpson index is also used. Clear? Simpson index. Next is distribution of biodiversity. So what are the various kind of distribution? First is biogeographic realm. A biogeographic realm is any of the large spatial regions of the earth's land surface with ecosystem sharing similar evolutionary history and distribution patterns of terrestrial organisms. So যোনবোৰ area similar evolutionary history আছে and distribution pattern, they are categorized under a term called biogeographic realm, like Nearctic, Neotropical, Palearctic, Afrotropical. So these are the divisions on the basis of their evolutionary history and distribution patterns, clear, of terrestrial organisms. So what আমি কি মনত ৰাখিব লাগিব that there are 8 biogeographic realms and India falls under Palearctic and Indo-Malayan realm. Clear? Next is megadiverse countries. So what are megadiverse countries? Megadiverse countries refer to collection of countries that house the majority of world species as well as large number of endemic species. So it is the 17 countries having 70% of the biodiversity. So what is the criteria? The criteria is 5,000 endemic plant species and the country should have a marine ecosystem. Clear? So these are the countries, these are the megadiverse countries. Ebar sailo ki ase? United States, Mexico, then in South America Venezuela, Colombo, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil. In Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo, Madagascar, South Africa, then Australia, then in Southeast Asia, China, India, Philippines, Papua New Guinea, Malaysia and Indonesia. Clear? Then biogeographic regions of India. A biogeographic region refers to a distinct geographical area with specific assemblance of plants, animals and other organisms. So India is having 10 biogeographic regions. One is the Trans-Himalayan region, next is the Himalayan region, Indian desert region, semi-arid region, Western Ghats, Gangetic Plain, the coastal regions, Northeast region and the islands. So these are the 10 biogeographic regions of India. Clear? Next is the biodiversity hotspot. Conservation International has defined this term biodiversity hotspot. So what are hotspots? Hotspots are areas that are extremely rich in species, have high endemism and are under constant threat. So আমি biodiversity hotspot কেতিয়া কম? If it must have at least 1500 vascular plants as endemic. Endemic মানে কি? Present in a particular location. And it must have 30% or less of its original value. মানে they have lost 70% of its plant species. Clear? This map shows 36 biodiversity hotspots which cover 2.3% of Earth's land surface. Clear? So আমি চাও India falls under which of the hotspot? India কোনটো hotspot আছে? One is the Himalaya, Indo-Burma, that includes Northeast, Sundaland, that includes Nicobar group of islands and Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. So India has mainly 4 biodiversity hotspots, combining a total geographical area of 24.46%. Then next let us see what are the causes for the loss of biodiversity. Mainly it is said as a evil quartet, মানে চাৰিটা main reason. First is the habitat loss and fragmentation. For example, tropical rainforest earlier 14% of global land, now it is less than 6%. Then overexploitation, overly exploiting. Species like Steller sea cow have gone extinct due to overexploitation. Clear? Then alien species, invasive alien species like lantana camara and water hyacinth, they are the reason for biodiversity loss. Then co-extinction, when a species become extinct, আমি যেটা চাইছিলো the food chain or one species get extinct, then the other species also get extinct. It is the co-extinction. So these are the 4 evil quartet of biodiversity loss. Next let us see what are the conservation strategies for biodiversity. So we have 2 conservation strategies. One is the in situ conservation and other is the ex situ conservation. In situ conservation মানে কি? Site of conservation on the site of conservation, like national parks, forest, etc. And ex situ means outside natural habitat of endangered plants and species, like for example আমি যদি কও zoo. Clear? So let us see the in situ conservation methods. One is the under legal instrument based measures. আমি যদি চাও কি আছে protected areas under wildlife protection act. Wildlife protection under act under আমি 4টা type of protected areas declare হয়: wildlife sanctuaries, national park, conservation reserves and community reserve. Forest conserve under Indian Forest Act 1927 and related state laws. Eco sensitive zone under Environmental Protection Act 1986. Biodiversity heritage site under Biological Diversity Act 2002, Wetlands under Wetland Management Rule 2017, Coastal Regulation Zone under Environmental Protection Act. So few are declared under international convention and agreements. So what are those? Wetlands under Ramsar Convention, Biosphere Reserves under UNESCO's Man and Biodiversity Program, then Natural World Heritage Sites under UNESCO's International World Heritage Program. Clear? Next up we have some other measures like important bird areas under BirdLife International Sacred Groups, which is seen in Meghalaya. Then privately held conserve areas like education institution keeping some areas under forest, industrial areas, urban biodiversity, this Miyawaki method, urban forestry, Miyawaki method, etc. Then we have some species specific in situ conservation program like Project Tiger, Project Elephant, Project Crocodile, etc. We'll study this in detail in the next further classes. Then we have some ex situ conservation methods. What are ex situ conservation methods? Protecting outside their natural habitats like botanical gardens, zoos, medicinal plants, parks, etc. Gene banks and seed banks, like National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, New Delhi, National Bureau of Animal Genetic Resources, Karnal, Haryana, and National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources located in Lucknow. Ketiaba match the following ahibo pare. Then cryopreservation or freezing the preservation means preserving at minus 196 degrees Celsius. Or lastly, conservation at molecular level like conservation at the DNA level. Clear? So these are the in situ and ex situ conservation methods. We have one more conservation method, is a cultural mode of conservation recognized under Kinshasa resolution. So what is this? They are based on the respect for the rights of indigenous people and other bearers of traditional rights. Means traditional people protecting the forest, not under ex situ or in situ measures. Like for example, Bugun tribe in Arunachal Pradesh helped to protect the critically endangered bird Bugun loicha. Then Nishi tribe helped in conservation of hornbills in Pakke Pagui Tiger Reserve. Then Sensu tribe in Andhra Pradesh involved in tiger conservation in Nagarjun Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve. Bishnoi tribe considered trees as sacred, organized their own tiger force. Then Maldhari tribe in Gujarat conservation through peaceful existence with tribute lions in Gir forest area. Clear? Next, let us see the protected areas. So, as per 2023 data, National Park we have 106, Wildlife Sanctuary 573, Community Reserve 220 and Conservation Reserve 123. So, mainly Wildlife Sanctuary National Park difference key. So, basically key hoy, you can read this. Wildlife sanctuaries has lesser degree of protection as compared to national parks. National park or boundary board sacrosanct hoy. You cannot alter these boundaries. Clear? Then there are few more important sites of conservation importance like tiger reserves. Tiger reserves kune notify kore? They are notified by the state government as per provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 on the advice of National Tiger Conservation Authority. They follow the core buffer strategy. This is a critical tiger habitat under Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and buffer approach. This critical area here, nobody is allowed to go. Clear? Next is the elephant reserves. We have 33 elephant reserves established in 14 major elephant states. Clear? One thing to note, this core or critical tiger habitat is mentioned in Wildlife Protection Act. But we have one more time this critical wildlife habitat, similar term that is mentioned under Scheduled Tribe and Other Forest Dwellers Act. Clear? Next up we have biosphere reserves. They are internationally recognized under UNESCO's Man and Biodiversity Program. So they also have core area, buffer area and transition zones. In the core area, most of the activities are prohibited. In buffer area, few activities like research, education or camping is allowed. In transitional area, human settlement, mostly human settlement or small establishments are allowed. Clear? This is the biosphere reserve. Then Ramsar sites. We have already studied Ramsar site in the last class. Then World Heritage Sites. World Heritage Sites are declared under UNESCO's World Heritage Convention. Clear? Then important coastal and marine biodiversity areas. They are identified by Wildlife Institute of India. Then we have 107 international coastal and marine biodiversity areas. নাম মনত ৰাখিব নালাগে 61 in Western Ghats and 46 in Eastern Ghats. Then important bird areas. Program of BirdLife International. কোনে আইডেন্টিফাই কৰে? Bombay Natural History Society and BirdLife International have identified 554 international bird areas in India. Then key biodiversity areas. Joint initiative of IUCN and BirdLife International. Just the names and initiative of whom is important. Biodiversity heritage sites. Under Biological Diversity Act 2002 notified by state government. অসমত কি আছে biodiversity heritage site? মাজুলী, হাজং টাৰ্টইজ লেক and বৰজুলি wild rice site শোণিতপুৰ. Clear? Then eco-sensitive zones under Environmental Protection Act 1986. Then few other conservation measures like other effective area-based conservation reserve. One is the Arabali Biodiversity Park. It is done by IUCN. Arabali Biodiversity Park, it is the first OECM site in India. Then World Restoration Project, led by United Nations Environment Program and the Food and Agriculture Organization. So, what does they do? They identify the areas which are environment measures or protection areas who have successfully transitioned from degradation to conservation. There are total 10 sites. Then Ganga Restoration Program is one of them. Clear? So this is all about biodiversity. We will meet in the next